Appasannānaṁ va pasādāya prasannānaṁ va viyobhāya saddhamma titiya. Saddhamma titiya. So the message of the Buddha is survive when you practice like this.
Titiya.
Yeah, it's survive.
Titi.
Titi means stand, keeps. Yeah, you can keep it.
I just love sometimes these words. Yeah,
Titi.
It makes sense, but we would never use the same thing in English.
In English also, that term is different. It's the same, meaning is same, but you do not use it in another.
It stands the test of time, isn't it? Like we say.
Sorry?
It will stand the test of time. Where it means it'll live. Test of time is like when time, it's tested with time, it will stay standing.
Oh, yes.
So very much similar.
Yeah.
Anyway, you don't.
Yeah, and this the message of the Buddha is survive in the world if someone practices and see. There's no other way. And that is what Buddha
says. So that's
says.
separate to keeping the text. If we keep the scriptures compared to someone actually practicing.
Yeah, even if you keep it in the text, nobody can understand it unless he practices it and bring it to your life.
It's sort of a possibility that someone could in the future practice it if you keep the text.
Yes, but it is in the text, but
no, I meant as in if no one's practicing, at least you still you shouldn't give up looking after the text to practice.
Of course.
But it's like it's a condition, more of a condition than the actual practice.
Yeah, this Dhamma comes to living when we practice. It's become living example. And if there is no living example, we don't know.
Yeah.
We can read the book and understand it. It's become very, very difficult. Because the word Nibbida, I think that is the most most wrongly understood word is Nibbida. But I don't know, to me. Because when my teacher explained it, I go crazy so I have rejected this Nibbida many times in my life because I do not understand it. I reject Nibbida as suffering. But Buddha says, just put a very nice word and say, this is something. How can I understand it if someone didn't teach me?
No, there's no way.
Yeah, just in the book, but
I would have gone crazy if I didn't find someone who had practiced.
Yeah, because in ordination life also we come to a place where we cannot proceed anymore, like in meditation also. But my teacher said that is the best place in meditation. Basic people might go. It's like you have no future. You stuck. You don't know what to do. And it's very, very difficult. It's like you have no future. Don't know nothing. No idea. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I cannot go back to lay life. Now this monk life also. It's very, very difficult. You're going to get suicide.
Yeah. It's like you can't go back to what you thought, how you looked at the world before.
Yeah.
You haven't learnt enough to
can go back, but I cannot find meaning of life.
Maybe some people can go back, but maybe they don't get it as clear and strong or something. I've just there are people who are experiencing this and
maybe I don't know, but I was in a very difficult situation, don't know what to do. I don't know, I might not get suicide, but maybe go back if I didn't find the teacher, but don't know what to do. not really teacher, I mean, I just keep reading and, listening to talks, and I just try to find a solution. And just, oh my God.
This, I was reading a book, and there's a phrase in Burma. It says knowing, discarding, I can't remember the third one, and then returning. But it was like, when I read that, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, because when you start to know a Nietzsche or something, but then Nibbida was very much like this discarding the past, like you couldn't help but be revolted by the way you were, like the habit. So it's kind of like you're giving up these things, but then you're sort of left unsupported by them.
Yeah. And then have to come back again.
You have to come back to something.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I found.
Yeah. Or accept the situation.
Yeah, I think by accepting we can then learn.
Kind of returning, is it?
I think maybe I'll find which one I'm missing. No, yes, returning was the third one, and then the last one was watching, which I thought was fascinating. And I thought, oh, this is I feel like this is very much related to practice. It was in a very practical book.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, the third one was returning, so it's sort of that sense of coming back, which is sort of similar to what you were saying about the samadhi and then coming back to wisdom. It's like you're sort of letting go of that samadhi, or that view of what you believe is good and bad, and then actually starting to investigate, is that actually true? And I think when you first start doing that, you don't really want to, it's just too much. But you've kind of got to the point where it's automatic or something.
It's when this thing happened, then you don't know what is right and what is wrong, and because it's flipped the thing. Because you just recognize, oh my God, how can your view like one layperson, he has to advise his son. He's doing some crazy things. He's in his 20s. And then now he says, previously he can advise him. He can tell him this, not to do all this one, you should have to do something like that. Now he said, Bhante, I don't know what to do now. I cannot advise him. I don't know whether what I'm telling is correct or not. He meditated and he go crazy. Because some things that he is doing, I have done when I was young. And how can I tell him what to do? Like he has taken liquor in a party, and first he opposed to it. He said, no, don't do that. And now, then next time when he want to go to the party, now his mind change, and now he want to tell him that, okay, you can take. Then, but now because that he also has done it, and I cannot. He say I cannot exactly say that he will. He become a very bad person just by taking liquor or something. He might learn from it. So I don't know what is going to happen. And then how can I tell him no? So now he want to tell him, okay, if you want you can, but he cannot tell as a father. So he just tell to him, okay, if you're going to take liquor, don't leave it behind, because some people they put drugs and then you go crazy. Something like that he said indirectly.
Yeah, to make a different point.
Yes.
Because then it's like, did he say I'm allowed to or not? Yeah.
Yeah, then the maybe son go crazy. He cannot understand what he said, but
Yeah, then he gets some of that wisdom.
yes, yes. It's very good that when you have no, oh my God, it's so that no confirmation on what to do or what not to do. You have to find yourself.
Well, I think I found at that point you wanted to rely on the word, on the intellect.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wanted to know what happened, why is this happening, what was I doing, all these things I wanted to know intellectually. But if I just accepted I didn't know and just went with the practice, it sort of works itself out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to know more inside that like that wasn't the right way, is to go too much intellectually about it.
Yeah.
Because it was just, I did some retreats and I had the same teacher. And the second time I asked sort of the same, I was trying to get the same answer. And I realized he gave me no answer.
Yeah.
And I said, that's the right answer in my head. I'm like, his answer is no answer. So then I practiced just not answering those questions. Sort of going, well, it kind of bounced back off me, and I felt,
because
there's something to feel.
Yeah, we have this kind of question that we need to find the answer.
It was desperate. I felt desperate.
Yeah.
What happened?
But my teacher said, okay, it's okay not to have an answer. But he didn't say it directly, but same. It's crazy.
Well, it's like an answer that's in words, even.
Yeah, I mean, anything like, like no answer and we don't know what to do. It's okay.
Yeah. It's not a problem.
The same kind of thing happened yesterday in youth program.
Yeah.
This father practiced meditation, their daughter practiced meditation. This daughter is so much inspired. And they have a relative, a young girl, she got depression. And they want to these parents want to bring her to the medication, do medication. And this daughter said, no, just introduce mindfulness to her, practice, and we can get rid of them, because this medication has a lot of side effects. It's not good. So she go against this, the parents.
Oh, the parents were encouraging the medication?
Yeah, parents encouraging medication. It's not her parent. She's married to, how to call it?
The in-laws.
Yeah, in-laws. Yeah. But her father is practicing meditation. She is telling her father, please involve this. Just
get involved.
And just bring her to practice mindfulness.
Yeah, it's delicate.
Yeah, and the father said, no, I cannot involve. 10 years before I could involve, but now I can. Father said.
Yes.
Then this daughter asking question, what should I do? If I don't do anything, I feel guilty.
Well, then that's that she wants to get rid of her own guilt more than the other person's suffering.
Both, right? She wants to help also.
She does want to help, but she can't handle her own guilt.
Yes, both. That is the consequence of, compassion. Too much compassion. You end up hating yourself.
Yeah,
or hating the other person. Like I give advice to you, you don't follow the advice. Why get angry?
But I'm suffering, and then you give me the medicine, and I don't even take this kind of thing.
This kind of thing. Yeah. So my teacher always telling this compassion is very closer to hatred. It's the siblings. So he said just practice mindfulness, not compassion. And mindfulness will bring you a balance, compassion and metta. It's very risky practicing metta or practicing loving kindness or compassion unless you know it how to handle. Yeah, so she asking what to do.
Yeah, you don't know what. There's so many ways it could happen.
Yeah, that is what I told
So
her.
it's like
You think this? I asked her, do you know exactly that this is going to help her? If she practice mindfulness, are you really sure that she's going to get cured? She said she couldn't answer. Then I told her this, the parents try to do medication, but they also don't know. Even doctors don't know. And this person who suffering from this problem also doesn't know. Nobody knows.
Yes, meditate on that somehow.
Yeah, I just told her, like, even if she go crazy, she gets suicide, just please accept it first before go and help. That is very important, I told her. We no need to have answer for all the problems in life, something like that. Just explain.
Yeah, we feel like we have to have the answer.
Yeah.
We don't realize that the answer comes. Well, solutions come.
But it's something opposite, right? When we say solution comes.
Yeah, I think it's a bit to do with like controlling, like being in charge of the solution.
But solution may not be the cure.
No, I think there's too much obsession with me getting the solution.
Yeah.
That then the problem sort of hasn't been investigated enough.
Yeah, but there may be no solution. I mean, for the external thing, I mean.
Yeah.
But there's a solution, definitely there's a solution.
There's a solution
but it's not
for her,
solving the problem.
For her to accept the situation, there's a solution.
Yeah.
But for the problem to have a specific resolution, that makes sense. Like you can't expect, you can't say, oh, we need to find something so that then we get this. We want her to be 100% healthy, no problems with her mental health, which that's unreasonable.
Yeah.
So I think it's sort of attaching too much to the goal.
Yes. And she thinks this way is the right way.
The only way.
Yeah, only way. Yeah. The other. Yeah. She thinks like because the parent doesn't know mindfulness.
It's hard to convince either. To discuss.
Yeah, that is one. It's sometimes, I mean, even if it is possible, someone is in depression, how can you bring that person to practice mindfulness? We cannot do it by force, so it's very difficult. I mean,
I think it's like the difference between a teacher and someone who might still know themselves the truth. Like, you know how they have the Buddha knows the truth, but he's also a teacher.
Yeah.
And there's people who know the truth, but they're definitely not teachers. But they don't know how to teach somebody to get there. And that skill, I think, if you don't have that, you can't help that person. Like a Pacceka Buddha, he has enlightenment and he can't help anybody come to enlightenment.
Yeah.
Like he must know this lesson like the best.
Yeah. Maybe like do some medication and at the same time maybe we try to introduce mindfulness, maybe something. It's just maybe that. Yeah, I told her you can do something, you can bring the discussion. This is also good, you bring the discussion to the panel.
Yes.
Discussion to the panel. This is good place to discuss. And that is how you are doing is good. But just know this, maybe there's no solution, I mean. outside solution. Yeah.
It's a good situation to be in.
Yeah.
Very painful, but very good.
And when give answer, have to be very careful. I just took like 5 minutes just.
Yeah, it's very delicate. And that's what I felt in this challenging time. I was very sensitive to, and even though there were things I thought, there's a little bit of faith, but it's not enough for me to trust that. So there were things that I came in contact with that I was like, it could work, but then I found something that I was much more confident about.
Yeah.
So therefore I leaned into that. And it wasn't like I felt like completely like that was the only option, but in a sense I felt like that was the only option I could take safely. It felt like the other options were too risky at that time.
Yeah.
That the vulnerability was so, like it was just like if someone poked too hard, just there was such a fear of suffering too much, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mind was too not stable enough. As you said, with the mindfulness, the stability comes, and then we learn, that's we can start with compassion. We can start working more openly.
Yes. Yeah, it's like because she thinks her father is wrong.
Yeah.
He's not involving. Then the father says, I know there is no, we cannot do much thing here. That is what his understanding. Like even mindfulness doesn't work much in this kind of situation. Like if you are healthy, you can, you go through this and then you can practice mindfulness.
Yeah, or you practice mindfulness and then when this comes, it will be more helpful.
Yeah.
Instead of starting it when you're already...
Yes. And also you just go through this and then you know the suffering and then you practice mindfulness.
Yeah, like samvega, like...
Yes.
You realize...
Like patachara.
All this suffering happened.
Yeah.
And I got swept up in it all.
Yes.
But there's actually a way that this can happen and you don't get swept up.
Yes.
This kind of difference.
Yes. And they get more energy to prepare for another situation.
Yeah. They're not, that situation could come again. So
Yes.
what are you going to do next time?
Yes. And maybe, like, when this come again, they can feel it. They become more sensitive. It's going to happen again. And, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's almost like learning restraint.
Yeah.
You kind of know that if you completely go down this path, that you kind of know what's going to happen.
Yes.
So you can't...
Because you cannot, it's not inevitable, right? You just go through it, but when you live life, there are kind of situation happens, like closer to that situation. And when it comes, you can see it. Wow, it comes again. And how can I face it? That is where you learn.
Yeah.
And also when further practice, you can feel like, now I don't, I face the same situation, but I can face it.
Yeah.
When you get this confidence, nobody can stop.
Because you've overcome a parakama.
Yes,
overcome
once.
This, when you have this big challenge and you can overcome that.
Yes, yes.
then you have much stronger confidence
Yeah, yeah.
or even complete faith.
Yes, yes. That is the path.
Mm.
You just recognize the path and you know what to do next time when it comes and you just keep doing it.
Mm.
And you also find some other paths as well.
Mm.
Techniques, something.
Mm.
So it's very important. Maybe not complete cessation, but at least little bit of cessation.
Yeah, it's like the mechanics.
Yeah.
Or this, like the 3 types of the 4 Noble Truths.
Yeah.
We have to sort of see it first, then we have to practice it, and then we have to complete,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we start breaking.
Yeah.
The first crack of the egg.
That is Buddha or something like that. For Buddha.
Maybe a bit higher, but on a baby level.
Yeah. Maybe Oh, then I think it finishes it.